Discrimination solution for the amendment. It is really urgent to pass the bill. We should have right to talk about we look down on the lower race at public. If we need to afraid of the law, we cannot even talk. And then they can even change our community to become like non-racist or do not look down minded. Even they can destroy them minded. Everyone have more everyone is kind of racist. Even for example for Indian also they also cover for their races too. They also take care about all the Indian, not only Indian. How about African? If someone they didn't get the chances, even Americans too, the whole African group will come out and fight for their human right. So how do you see that one? It is called race discrimination. All people are racist. So don't try to destroy all those racist ideas and the root that from your heart. That root is from my boyfriend. He told me the root. But right now Africans are using the root too. But if they don't feel shameful, they will break down and they will keep talking to you. Even on the street, they are trying to keep talking to you. It's so cheap. They will use all cheap way to talk to you in every places. It is the reality and real that every employee on the floor are facing the discrimination problem at work, at the grocery store, or even in every places. Even the employees are either rich, poor, or normal one. It doesn't matter. The problem is that employee is higher than the lower race. It is not class problem. It is race problem. So United States is the American people. Am I right? And then I think one of the video I accidentally said that I'm American. I'm not American. I'm Chinese. I'm Chinese and American. So American and Chinese and American are totally different. If you say by yourself like American, some of our Chinese people look like American. For example, even I can compare with the one right now I told them almost not almost the rich not rich middle class American people. Their faces look like Chinese. Do you see my complexity like this one? The soft one? This is Chinese one. So some of the American, even American, like that one, like that kind of soft. It is called fat. So they like that kind of texture and they change their gene or their face. So right now, some of the American, even American, look like the Chinese quality, Chinese faces. Not even American become Chinese faces, not because of American races are lower and they want to be a Chinese, not like that one. But if Indian and African want to be the Chinese complexity, how will you see? Because they are lower race, right? Lower race want to be the same upper race. How will you see that one? Is that kind of a competition? No, this is gene problem, right? So even automatically look down on them because there is no other thinking way. Okay, this is poor or lower race. They want to be our race. They want to be the same like our race. How will you see? You look down on them right away, right? Then don't see it that way. We are also rich. We also want to change our gene, and then we want our gene to be the same like your gene. This is kind of nice explanation back to the upper races. So technically, when you see that kind of idea, that kind of the way they are doing, how will you see from upper point of view? There's no exception. They are poor. They are lower race. They want to be like us, right? Do you want to change that? Do you want to change the upper race point of view? No. Then you cannot change upper race point of view. So lower race, what did they do? They try to change their upper race point of view. So they let them change it because of we have diplomatic relationship, right? But they let them change that way. But is that really change their point of view? No. It's they just cover with a sweet layer for them. Am I right? So they think kind of they have power, they can change to the upper race point of view. Technically, when you see it is two upper race. I got that one. This is upper race. But the way they behave, they become upper race. Am I right? So do you want to change the concept? Or you are wrong, and like upper race shouldn't think that way. They have like, we can adjust to it a little bit lower down for the upper race. Or you don't see that way. The technology, the medical technology, and also like gene substitution, all technologies are advanced right now. Before, only America is like doing all the technologies like for computer, laptop, and also like for daily use, like refrigerator, all the electronic stuff. Only America produce all those products. Am I right? But right now, like they send a factory to the China, and the China produce all those electronic. So China's have kind of technology and a concept they got. But right now, not even China, the lowest poor country, Africa, India, some of the factory are at the Indian too. For example, for tower or something like that, for watch tower or clock tower. Before they don't even have like that kind of factory right over there. So I'm just copying all the stuff. I know all the concept that like kind of like, oh, like before it was like before World War, before 1953, that my father was born in 1953. So it was like way more behind my father age. At the time, the American will see, how will Americans see? They will look down on all the lower race, fourth world or fifth world country. Am I right? So I'm comparing that kind of concept. This is like country by country. So how about upper race and lower races? They want to change their gene, the human body. This is called gene. You want to give me the excuses like kind of like, oh, we have many. We also, oh, we admire you, and then we want to be like you, like the soft complexity. But technologies are very advancing. So like even like for healthcare, we are also advancing. So I'm not going to bitch about that way. We share all the medical knowledge to all different countries. That medical knowledge is from the United States. But right now, every country has that kind of medicine. Like all the knowledge are they are practicing, and even at the China, even with Chinese people practicing that American medicine. It is like we got so many advantages. Am I right? And that kind of knowledge idea, we can even change. They can even change our gene into their body. So I'm sharing my point of view. It is not official yet, but some of the cosmetic surgery began change, and then they began like don't give the excuse that like if you live in America, all the people will behave like the American, and then your body will look like American. So how about I was born in Myanmar. I live in Myanmar for 25 years. I came here when I was 25 years. So my body should be the same like Myanmar people. I will show you the differences. So like, should I need to bitch that I'm higher? My bodies look pretty, and then this is Myanmar body. It's like homeless malnutrition. This for you to see the comparison. So like, Chinese are like kind of like modernized and very sexy. Myanmar native people, they are like homeless or malnutrition. If you compare like this, how about that were American and Chinese? Oh, Chinese are worker and employee, maybe almost like slave. Even we live in the US, all the mini members should be like the same like my face. I lost my Chinese face. Is that because of the food we are eating right now? Why should I have my Chinese face? My face is a totally Chinese face when I was at Myanmar. So like for even like without gene transformation and gene replacement or gene substitution, we are facing that kind of stuff in the community. I don't know why. I still didn't have the like for medical point of view to prove everyone that like even like I already mentioned that one like favorite says when I work at the like Chinese restaurant, one of the Myanmar woman came into the restaurant with the American guy. She is speaking Chinese. It doesn't matter she speaks Chinese or she speaks American, but like when she's afraid to talk to me in Chinese, but she talked to my boss in a Chinese. My boss told me that like she is a Chinese. I said like, are you blind or will you accept that kind of Myanmar faces to be our Chinese? But she got our body. I mentioned that one before, and like we need to solve this problem. A lot of people from lower races want to be our racist. Also, like my boss, I need to say out loud, even my boss, if I use his name, it is not very good. I mean, I will choose another guy, like the one like, maybe I can choose that one. My ex boss, his name is Jonathan Boham. He worked at the Champagne Maya before, and then like after I got fired, after 6 months later, he also transferred to the Urbana Maya. His face is totally Chinese, but his skin is totally white, and then his body totally look like American. But he called himself he is an American. So if Americans see that kind of faces, that kind of Chinese faces with the American body, that guy also called himself he is an American. This is our Chinese people, Chinese faces. So how American will bitch us? Do you get my point? Even we say like, I can't compare myself with that I'm American, because like this is like a little bit kind of like minimum pay face. So I cannot compare myself. So I can compare myself with the Myanmar woman came into the like restaurant. So I told like American man, he's like around about like 55-year-old. So I told him that she is not Chinese, but I don't want to say she's not Chinese. Her face totally doesn't look like Chinese at all. Even I'm from Myanmar. Even when I was younger at Myanmar, my face totally Chinese faces. But according to I came here and I work like very poor, and I need to get up like 4 a.m. early morning, and I work for the pricing. Millionaire came here and work as a pricing and wake up in the early morning 4 a.m. I wake up early morning 4 a.m. to get a paycheck. This is like American people all used to it in America. So we need to change all the stuff. Right? Some of the idea are from the Asia, from China and Myanmar. Because I grew up in Myanmar. But all of my ideas are totally Chinese idea. If you want to prove me that you have the Myanmar idea, I can give credit to the Myanmar embassy or Myanmar people like this way. Okay? Because if you want to bitch me that like that kind of solution I got, all communism way. Because I see the differences. Rich should be rich, poor should be poor. But for America, they won't say rich are rich, poor are poor. For America way, they all are like we all are human. But America have rich and poor. But now very social, very so discrimination. For Chinese, this is rich, poor. Just like stay away from each other. For America see rich and poor, but they still work together. But Myanmar, right now socialism, rich, poor, no. You shouldn't see rich and poor. All are the same. We need to treat together, treat equally. See the U.S. capitalism, our communism, Chinese people as socialism. So like you want to talk like Myanmar embassy, because I came from Myanmar. I live in here right now. I got U.S. citizen. So you want to give the credit to the Myanmar, or all American women want me to push to the Myanmar side. Does not happen, because I was raised as a Chinese, typical Chinese, and all of my ideas are Chinese. My mother is still alive. She is totally Chinese, but right now, like she got forced and she has a Myanmar friend right now. We don't even have Myanmar friend. If you are not like that one, we have discrimination law in here. Kelly Doe say that it is against the U.S. law. We are facing that problem. We Chinese, we cannot make friends with the lower race. We can say it out loud. We cannot marry to the lower race. We can say it out loud. But we are afraid of the U.S. law. U.S. is number one in the whole world. All Chinese are afraid of U.S. right now. So what do we need to do? We lost our Chinese community. It's really good. Like we can adapt to the American way. But American also like they are way like they were shaped like this way. All right, they were shaped like this way. This is American way. Our Chinese people cannot shape like this way. Cannot shape like this way. We can shape only like this way, right? And also when we shape like this way, we cannot share with the lower race. So like lower race see our weakness, because like Chinese have community. I compare all the stuff. Chinese have community. Chinese can say normal, or we call it that is a normal rate, because the way American shake is that way. Am I right? Even like we call like American shake like very very rough. That African came inside, they were shake will be more rough. Am I right? Maybe like I didn't see like African is shaking like very rough, because maybe like I say like they are poor. So the way I see is like, so I will give them like the same level. Or American shake also rough, African shake also rough. How about that one? See all the differences right now, right? So I'm explaining all those stuff like before I talk about like socialism and capitalism. The problem is that employee is higher than the lower races. I told myself accidentally that I'm American. Technically, I'm Chinese at the United States. I can tell other people that I'm Chinese. If I say I'm American, I try to cheat to other people. If I got American husband and my children can say that they are American Chinese, but I cannot say that I'm American Chinese. Only I married to the American and my children can say American Chinese. I can't say I'm American. I'm Chinese. Like some of the African at work, they just want to come because like they already changed their skin color. Their skin is not even Indian and African skin like the dark, really black color. Their skin is not black anymore, and they become like kind of like, it look like they reach to the our skin color, that kind of skin color. So like they can even like they really don't want to take like African or Indian races anymore. They just say like they are like Vietnamese or they are American. See that one? So it is really happening in the United States. And also, but I cannot say that I'm American Chinese. So I saw a lot of Indian and African are saying that they are American. We live in US for a long time, so they forgot that they are from Indian and African, or maybe like they just don't want to say like they are Indian and African. But it doesn't matter for me. Like just like you can say whatever you want, as long as like you are not become like my husband. I'm fine with that way. You just like say whatever you want. Am I right? So they use their human right on about races. They are born in here and they use their human right on about races. Some of the stuff I can like neglect, but when they use their human right on about races, the problem will stop. About races, American and Chinese are born in here, but I was born in Myanmar. I came from Asia. I face a lot of race differences. I'm Chinese, so Chinese and Myanmar are still using communism. We all know that Myanmar is a socialism, the same as US using the discrimination law. So US discrimination law look like capitalism. I already explained that one. Like Chinese is like kind of like upper race, lower race. See the differences and talk to each other differently. Different level, different upper race where behave like upper race and they won't talk to lower race. But capitalism is like kind of like the same level. Not the same level. They saw the differences, but they will still talk to each other. Look like they talk to each other as at the same level. Not really. Okay, make the point. So but like the law is the same like socialism. They see the differences, but look like they talk each other like the same level. But socialism is like you need to see the same level and you need to talk to each other at the same level. It's more strong. If we are practicing socialism right now, because the way we are practicing is like good for a lower race, but we can't give the human like this way. It is like we are lying to ourselves. For upper race point of view, we are lying to ourselves and give the human to the lower races. If they are stop like not getting you as a friend or as a husband or wife, the problem will not occur. But if you want to more than that one, if you want to get a friendship or want to be their boyfriend or wife, then like discrimination problem will start it. Okay? So I already said that one, discrimination law and equally treated are socialism, not capitalism. US is a capitalism, but why do they keep using discrimination law as a capitalism? If I want to live in Myanmar and US, I need to live according to their laws. Now everyone knows that Myanmar is a lower race. They want to put Chinese in jail because it is obeyed against the law. Do not obey the law. We can tell Myanmar that they can deport the Chinese back to the China. Right? Jail for Chinese, really? Do you think that they want to deport you or put the Chinese in jail or rape or torture you? Myanmar people are doing that way. Myanmar embassy are right here. Why are they going to do the rape in the Myanmar jail? The rape, seriously, people? For foreigner want to rape in the jail? When American reporter is in the jail right now, we need to save him. I just saw one guy in the Myanmar jail. In U.S., discrimination law is the same as humanitarian. I gave speech for that discrimination and equality treaty is for getting job and promotion. The same as American and Chinese got. For equality treaty is to get customer service. Now I see what I wrote. Technically I am poor. I'm almost homeless in here. But I was millionaire. So I have my idea is to get a job without behaving like a poor. But right now I'm trying to solve the problem. So many stuff and they are trying to the thing is Africa want to try to reduce my manner. Try to limit my manner because the upper class will behave like the upper class. When they saw upper class, they said oh, if you are behaving like the upper class, all the people around me, all the employees will behave like the upper class. So if we behave like upper class, the other people will behave like upper class. The lower race, they won't get chances to make their friend with all the employees at work. So because of me, the normal route, then using the normal route to get a friend or their bigger route, all are shut down. See that way? See the whole point, right? And also the same they see that way, they try to limit my classy behavior. What are classy behavior? No, don't talk about too much, a lot. Just only talk myself. If they can limit my manner, they can even get me as a friend. Team player, teamwork, friendly, courtesy. Discrimination law, equally treated, American culture, American behavior, American generosity. At least 9. After you get a 9 answer, you can solve that problem. Just old American woman, $10 shit way. She has so many nice ways. Oh, from bottom of your heart, you need to be nice to everyone. I call her. It is $10 shit. I can do that one. So right now, because of that, I got used race discrimination. So because of that idea that the one they're trying to force to try to control me, it looked like I'm solving all the stuff from different point of view. I became racist. Am I right? We all are racist, but it became it's just for paycheck. If I get paid, I can live a rich at home. It doesn't matter. But right now it's because of me, that one suffer. We need to say everywhere, and it looks like I'm creating a wall right now. I will show you how I create a wall at the bottom one. For equality treaty is to get the customer service and on-sale product from the store equally. But lower races are using the law to talk to the upper races as a friend. I will show you the whole picture. No visible traces that they try to get away from us. I will use bedding first. I'm Chinese and all American women did not want me to shop at the American store. She told me that if I have good intention not to get an American guy, I should not shop at the American store. I already see that what she want me to do. She want me to admit that I want the American guy. So I told her that I want the American guy, but the problem is not the one she mentioned. Because of our Chinese culture, we cannot say out loud oh, American want to block the Chinese. Which way? Do you want the guy? We cannot say it out loud because Chinese culture is from women's side, we cannot say like, I want this guy, I want that guy. Guy are not like, we cannot do that this way. But almost all the average woman cannot start to tell the guy that like we like him or we like that one. But if we really like one guy, we can go and ask them out. Some of the exception all gone. So like for average majority idea, she took advantages on us. You need to say ahead. Do you like this guy? You need to admit first. Be honest with me. You need to be true. You need to tell the truth. Don't feel shy. How can that kind of woman have the encouragement to say out loud, oh, I want this guy, I want that guy. I just say like, I want all American guy as my husband or my boyfriend. How about that one? Satisfy that one? It's not necessary. So I told her I want the American guy. It is too much. Even you said like, you were like, I told her I want American guy only, not that American guy. See the differences? So like if you say like I want American guy, she's not believe. So like she will use my idea. She will use the like, oh, Chinese is the lower race. When you see that the American guy, you are supposed to like every American guy. Generally, it is true. Am I right? Generally, it is true. When you see like American guy, all the American guys are nice and really like not need to be like very rich. If they have like very neat and I don't know how to say that one. If you see like, oh, okay, it's not too bad, if acceptable, then you will say like maybe. But she didn't want that one. She just tried to force someone like, you need to admit, Chinese and American, even they like it, they won't admit that one. And then like they just compare with the African. African use the like Douglas way. I don't want to talk about Douglas way. I will talk about Douglas way later. The African are mimicking like Chinese way and they are doing like Douglas way. I mean that way, so many way I need to talk about in here for public. It's like kind of like, sure, I need to humiliate lower races like this way. I don't need to, but like it is happening right now. So I'm Chinese and I'm lower than American. I can admit with the breaking our Chinese culture that I want American guy. Even I want American guy, I admit like general statement, it is like too much for the Chinese guy. But if you see that it is normal, we don't have problem for that one. But you know all American women mind, right? She will not finish that way. She will say, if you want American guy instead of the Chinese guy, you are a bad one. So I need to fight with like every single word that she trying to fight with me. So I do not want to fight with her every word from her mouth. She can find a lot of problem with me. I can tell her in public that I can show that I want the American guy and Chinese guy only. I don't want to sleep with the lower race guy. Oh, you are not fair. You are supposed to sleep with the lower race. In public, I can even say it out loud. Even Indian will say that, well, Indian live in the United States. They can say that, oh, we are Indian, but we only like American. That's pretty normal. Am I right? And then she want to control me, even it is in my mind and in my life. But she said, it is how people life too. You need to look at the white American guy side. I mean, saying like so many nice things and trying to limit, I mean, it's too much and I cannot stand that one. So I fought with her and I won. How did I win? I got a bidding. I got bidding. I can shop at the American store. So like it became like in every places she's trying to torture me. I use the word bidding. Right? If I get against her torture, I got a bidding. Even my boyfriend, he said like, are you going to treat me as a bidding? You want to talk to me? I said like, I can treat you as a bidding in only a certain area. Not the whole human is a bidding. My boyfriend, my white boyfriend told me that like, are you going to treat me as a bidding? Forget about it. You are the same like your mother. But after I got bidding, I cannot get a guy. It means that I got the same chances to compete. Compete means like if I can enter the bidding, the employee can see me, I can ask them out or they can ask me out. So I got the chances for that kind of chances. So that's why I got it like I got bidding, not a date. See the differences? But she made the problem again with me. Every white employee in that building, I should ask them out first because I'm lower than American and I'm just like, oh, I want all American guy. Technically, it is right. This is like, I need to second up. You are lower race. Am I right? So she already took that. I went into the building and asked an employee out. Well, definitely do that one. Because of that, she blocked bidding. So I already know that one. Why did she want to block the bidding? Africans are using all American women way. They look like so right now discrimination problem. They are like all American women way. At first, like they are very poor and they are lower race. They look like me. But technically, they are trying to get their chances from upper races. So African became all American women. And then we upper races, American and Chinese became Caddy, me. For example, I have approved. For example, dollar show for stocking, full-time 8-hour shift. I work at the Champagne Maya, baby section stocker of the fashion department. I got 4 eye to do stocking. I did stocking and inventory as a down stocker, not for like, well, we need to balance out for zero with using scanner. I didn't get that kind of job. So I got only like a little bit lower down stocker job only and conditioning. So I also did the customer service for cashier and department too. I also did cashier when they page me. But cashiering is not doing when needed only. I was on the check link for up to 1.5 hour, 1.5 hour. So I got full time, 7.5 hour and 1.5 hour for cashiering, so 6 hours for stocking. So I'm counting like if the way I work for 4 eye for 6 hours, 24 hours. So almost like only part-time. So like for dollar store is like they have like 14 eye. For they can hire 2 stocker for their total 14 eye. So that 2 stocker can cover for all the whole store stocking. Customer service employee should hire. If that employee will help customer and customer cannot wait for that customer service employee, the problem will start. It is because employee is using team player and teamwork and friendly store policy. Because I only 2 stocker. Even employee, from employee point of view, they want to work together. Even the whole store 14i, they are using like team player, teamwork. And also like it's a very, very happy and if we work together side by side. But technically it is right. If we two are like the same races, or maybe like American and Chinese, if I get an American co-worker, I will be so happy. But that American is a classy and racist. Where she happy if she need to work with me? So the same, if I need to work with the African side by side, African want to work with me side by side. This is called reality. This is how it is. This is how lower race feel that inferiority. This is how lower race want it. But like if they show they are wanted and their desire, they are what they want, even store policy and friendly policy exist. People can do that one. So we don't need to give that understanding. I'm not asking for understanding. I'm complaining that like how they twisted the law and used the law to get a friendship. See that one? So I already solved the problem. Genius. For lower race employee want to take advantages on upper race. So I gave you the very like step by step. I will show you. 2 stocker and lower races want to stock all the product together as a team. I show how lower races want to take advantages on upper races. Upper races grandiose, but we saw those upper races as a rich. It is normal that rich people did not want to hang out with the poor. Upper races were high from the lower races, but teamwork, team player, friendly store policy exist. Lower race complain by using rude, teamwork, and team player. Some don't, but they show their pretty faces to the manager and we got fired. How should I need to solve this problem? So, employee, co-worker, teamwork, team player. I give you that like for example and like how they use. No visible traces. I see all those stuff and I show you. For lower race customers want to take advantages on upper race. Nothing is free. I want to prove that discrimination law and equality treaty is for getting job and promotion only, not for giving away friendship or entire community. Customers are doing the same as our coworker and another department lower risk manager. Customer service existed. Upper races want to hide from lower race for giving customer service. This is the key point. Upper race want to behave like upper race, stay away from them. Lower race want to get into the upper race community, either as a friendship or work friend relationship, or enter the community. This is the main key point. So I'm communicating and I solve the problem. Upper race should behave like upper race, lower race should behave like lower race. So this is the key point. So the customer use the so friendly policy of the friendly like our coworker, and customer use friendly like our coworker. So the customer use so friendly policy like the same like our coworker, and also customer use help the customer when needed. They use do further. Do you see my point? Because of my accent, I cannot even explain very clearly. The customer use what did customer use? Customer use store policy of the friendly. It's the same like our coworker, and also they use what kind of policy they use. Help the customer when needed. So they just as like even not only customer service employee, even like stocker, inventory, pricing, cashier, even like janitor, they are asking like they show the reason. We really needed your help. And I don't need to mention like the African used to give as a true reason. The same as our lower races manager use. So like not only customer, not only manager, not only employee, coworker, they are all the same. They are all using all those stuff, and also upper race are all the same. They just want to be like behave like the upper race and just stay away from the lower race. Even like they get paid, they just want to make distant. When needed and friendly store policy they use is the main factor. Some don't, but they show their pretty face to the manager and we got fire. How should I need to solve this problem? For another department lower risk manager, they want to take the advantages on upper race. Another department lower risk manager use help another department when needed, the same as our lower risk manager use. When needed or cross training store policy they use are very the key point too. Some don't, but they show their prettiness face to the manager and we got fire. How should I need to solve that problem? I already show you like three factors. As a coworker, or as a coworker, as a manager, as a customer, they are all using the same way. Either store policy, friendly store policy, courtesy, or team player, teamwork, and also like American discrimination law, equally treated. So this is from their side they are using. So in addition, they use like our classy feature, the one like we don't want to talk to them as a friend, because like teamwork and team player present. So they just use that factor and like upper race need to talk to them as a friend. Or maybe like it is like kind of like American culture. So when they saw it that one, if people didn't friendly with them, so almost all the American culture like kind of a little bit friendly. But like so many lower race are working on the floor, and 30% immigration. Some people will change right now, right? So upper races, they need to accept that when lower races are taking advantages on upper races right now. It is not like kind of like we are trying to like, oh, don't give them promotion or job. It is like we don't let them to talk to us as a friend, because I said so many ways they can talk to us as a friend. Teamwork, team player, working together side by side. I can hide from my discrimination for another department manager. How about African want to be my manager? It's another department manager. It doesn't have problem for that one, but like for when you apply the job and then she will be your boss. How will you solve this problem? So why can't we have the right to say I cannot work for you? It's very simple, right? It is because we are upper race and they are poor and homeless, and also in addition, decade of slave in US. Am I right? Am I too rude? I need to point out all the stuff like it is happening in the real life, and this is called discrimination. So we need to solve that problem we need to look at it from both sides. Don't only like, oh, like technically when I say like, I cannot work for you, you need to think like I'm applying for the minimum pay job, right? Even I'm applying for the manager. One step higher is which one? When I was minimum pay, the African will be manager. When I apply for manager position, she will be higher than me, maybe store director, maybe CEO. So what is the point they are showing me that they feel inferiority? Is that because of decade of slave? Are we still giving a like understanding a bitterness like this way? Am I right? So like because of decade of slave, we need to give them chances to be our bosses. How about our side? See, the point is, if I cannot solve the problem like this way, we cannot solve this problem. They got a manager position and they still want to hire me as an employee. I explain all like above with using all American man idea. See that one? Are you asking me for the customer service? I can't give you customer service. That's why I turn down the customer service job. If you turn down the customer service job, just quit. I quit. So whose idea is that? All American man idea. Am I right? Did I give you a proof? Right? It is approved, right? So I won. I didn't take the money. You said like equally treated. I can't give equally treated. I can take the job, customer service job. But they are using which one? When needed from all employees. When needed means like I need to do the customer service for the whole day. So can I use it as a runner to cover for my discrimination? So what kind of loophole are they using right now? Even you turn out the customer service job, they use another loophole. When needed, all employees needed give the customer service. Because of their decade of slave inferiority, how can we comfort them? I have my own life. I need to be selfish. I want to walk like the way I want. The law exists. Oh, if we need to afraid of the law. No, this is called like discriminating to the slave. Are they slave right now? They got manager position. I'm poor right now. I even didn't get chances to shop at the grocery store. Did I have American friend? No, not even a single one. How did you see me? Go and find yourself as an American friend, right? Go and find a job like wherever you were, either pricing or inventory. Even I got a stocker job at the rental room again. Why did store manager put me in the receiving? The customer, the store is poor, needed an employee to work for every area. I told Paul, store director, Paul, where do you see me? Do you want me to work as a receiving employee? I'm a stocker. When needed. The Paul is American store director. Rental rule again. The whole store employee need to clean the restaurant as a janitor. So like I already showed that like what kind of behavior I use all American man idea and that his behavior, right? The way he behaved. So like even African, they also mimic their all American idea. Right? They just came into a champagne manner and they just like, you need to give the guan chain back to me by touching my hand. No way. They already know that like Chinese look down on the lower race. So without touching means like look down. I said like Chinese have that kind of idea. Not for working like for professional status. As a friend, make a friend, we don't touch because we don't count on them. For sure, technically it is right. But we are working as a cashier. Cashier for making a friend without touching. Don't touch. What kind of excuse they use? American culture, American behavior. They have handshake at work. At the grocery store, are we going to do handshake? Is American really high standard right now? If they are behaving like the high standard, I'm going to change to the formal and very high standard. We are going to talk like the formal. Really high level talk way. How about that one? I can change the American environment to the high standard. The way I talk. Okay, let's start it that way. The formal and the like classy high standard way. Don't force me to talk like that. Hi, did you find everything okay? What can I do for you? Oh, I have really good money. How can I do for you? I can find everything the way you are looking for. They are forcing me to speak like this to get the fresh shit. It's called they are trying to get the fresh shit from the upper races. And then they want to use the like form. When I use format, they cannot accept that one. I can change the whole community to the upper standard. How about that one? So like those ideas are like the African, they are using like all American woman idea, except that kind of touch. They just throw away the coin to me at the cashier. You didn't touch my hand. Give the change back. I mean, like force me. I'm not going to touch your hand. This is for giving the change back. There is no point I need to touch your hand. They use handshake. What do you see? I won, right? I declare myself. I won. But his wife will show that like we about his wife means that all folks, all American man wife. So it means that all American women will show that we upper races, American and Chinese, win over the lower races because of African are decade of the slave in US. Those days are over. But they are once upon a time they are slave for us. So not even the rich upper races, but also normal upper races or poor upper races went against the lower races. For asking humane by using discrimination law, equality treaty, slow-flooding policy, and courtesy policy. We lost if we needed to give the humane. But his wife did not allow all American men to win by showing that concept, our weakness as a weapon. So many reasons, but that one is the main point. So many other reasons, such as lower races are poor and they are homeless. His wife has $10 shit way. I call that, and I say out officially, the all American man wife have $10 shit. Those are all American women. So we use our weakness and we want our $10 shit way to give away our upper races, rich, normal, or poor classes to lower races. Because of we are all human. We can be selfish even we all live in US. So because of that, like from angry, mad, I show like very aggressive and I explain very like way from bottom of my heart. So like you can even charge me for I'm rude, I'm so rude. No, this is how we need to solve the discrimination problem. So many years like that kind of problem got so many years right now. We already have the solution. Why can't we solve the discrimination solution? Am I right? So like you need to be patient and you need to even you charge me and you pay me. How about the other people? A lot of people are depending on that discrimination law. All folks are afraid of his wife. It is called love their honey so much. I can say that afraid of their honey. I can compare myself with the old American woman. I'm asking my white boyfriend, can you love me? My heart is beating for you. Beep, 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 beep. My husband walked away from me, like my Chinese husband. He walked away from me and he gave me the divorce. And he and his friend call me psycho. all American woman is a you say if you can do the humanitarian to lower races, you have a good minded. If she is so nice, why can't she flirt with the old African man on the floor, the one from the Champagne Menard? They came into the store and they greet and they talk with her friendly by using friendly and courtesy policy. It is really happening. Old African man from Champagne Menard, he want to walk with me side by side because I talk to all American men. I mean, I even didn't pay attention that I talked to the old American man. And then that African man, old age, want to walk side by side like this way. The American man, American woman, walk side by side with me? No. That African man wanted to walk side by side with me. So they came to my area for 1 hour every morning. So if they say like, oh, I just do my job, I don't want to walk like side by side with you, then I will take that. I don't need to assume. It is safe for me. Am I right? It is safe for me that you don't want to walk with me side by side. I don't even need to use the law to force you, or I don't even need to say that you are lower race. You control by yourself because like you want to lie. Am I right? So like I just like say old American woman. I did not need to mention about go out with that old African man and sleep with him. She even said that we should not have that bad-minded to see lower races are lower than us. How should we need to see lower races the same level as the African woman used to ask from us? Because like they want to give the pardon or like push us to the lower race side, right? So even like all American women, all African women, they are saying the same things. Even like they are different races because they are bad-minded, wanted to push. So they become like the same word they are using. See that one? We should not have bad-minded to hang out with the lower races. If you want to use those nice words, she can go out and hang out and stay with the African man. First to prove us that like, she has good-minded and we are bad-minded. If she can go out and stay with the African man, the one like Champagne Menard did, then like, she proved me that she has good-minded and I am bad-minded. So when I say like this, the way she said, how do you see me? Do you see me a good one? No, right? I compare with myself. If I use the word the same as she used, how will you see me? Everyone is not seeing what she wants us to do. Am I right? When we hear that one, oh, you don't have bad-minded, you need to have good-minded. It looks like she is good and I'm bad. But everyone is not seeing what she wants us to do, right? She pushed our poor upper races to sleep with the lower races and to be friends with them. No one can do that one. If American and Chinese are bad and no humanitarian-minded, she can use the India and Philippines. If they fail the same as we fail, then African got all races, right? We can take that we are bad-minded. Vietnam, Philippines, Thailand, Myanmar, Middle East, Mexico, India, and Africa can flirt with each other. The same as American woman can sleep with one guy and can sleep with another guy. Don't compare with like Vietnamese or Filipino. It's like kind of like we already see the class. The Chinese are very, very clever and like even like I'm like very active, Americanized. Can I be the same like American woman? The American woman can change the guy very quickly. And how about American woman? Can they compete with the Vietnamese or Filipino? Are they really flat? How about Vietnamese and Filipino? Can they be the same like African? They are very, very flat. See the differences? Just accept the differences. Don't use the law. So like American, they can even move on Chinese student. So I gave you like so many examples and I gave you the comparison.